RF, or radio frequency, is used by wireless devices such as your laptop or cell phone to transfer information. Cece Doucette is an advocate for reducing exposure to RF and sat down with me recently to discuss her efforts to reduce wireless devices use in the town of Ashland because of unknown health concerns.
We have something in Ashland Public Schools called Best Practices for Mobile Devices. And what it says is that in our classrooms, when we're not using the Wi-Fi, we should be turning it off. And when we are not using devices actively, then we should be turning them off. We should also set them on a surface and never use them on our bodies. If you look at the fine print that comes with each device, it says, keep this X amount of distance from your body, or you will exceed the FCC standards. And so when our school committee became aware of this, they went ahead and did their due diligence, and this is the initial policy that they put in place.
And how did you become involved in this?
I was at book group one night, and a friend of mine who's an electrical engineer was reading a book called Zapped and mentioned that there could be something up with Wi-Fi. And so I just kind of made a mental note of it, and then it crossed my path again, and I thought, you know, I used to be the Ashland Education Foundation president, and I ran 7 different campaigns to bring technology into Ashland Public Schools over the years. And then from there, I went to work for the schools as the grant coordinator, and I helped our teachers get iPads and Chromebooks and Apple TVs and smart boards. And so I thought, if there's a potential harm from this, I should investigate. And so I did. And what I found was just unbelievable. So every Wi-Fi device operates off of 2-way microwave radiation, and there's no shielding. If you're using everything hardwired, you have an Ethernet cable that properly shields the radiation. But what we have today is airborne microwave radiation that our children and our staff sit in for a good 7 hours a day.
But so you worked it out in the schools, but it's everywhere.
It is
Everybody has iPhones or wireless devices. So Ashland did a nice thing, I'm sure you feel, but that's one town. How do you
That's
really...
right. And I had no idea that I was a lone voice raising this issue. I thought, you know, maybe I'm just the first one around the Metro West Boston area, or maybe the first one in the state. And I've been told by the Environmental Health Trust that we are the first public school district in the nation to address this. And so others have found me and asked, you know, how did you do it? And I'm just very grateful that we had a school committee that did its due diligence and did the research.
You must have gotten some pushback because,
I
in
did.
all honesty,
Yeah.
it's a lot of information that you're bringing out. And this is a matter of convenience. So
Absolutely.
to some, this might have been sort of annoying. Like, what? I have to turn off my phone?
I know. And it is. And we have all bought these devices, and they bring such, you know, great things into our lives. The kids can play with them. They can study with them. It's become a big social part of our lives. But nobody knows. Nobody knows that it's operating off of what the World Health Organization has classified as a 2B possible human carcinogen. There are those who sat on that World Health Organization committee who believe it should have been a 1, which is a clear human carcinogen. But cancer is only the tip of the iceberg. There are thousands of studies across the world, peer-reviewed, solid science, showing biological harm. It ties into infertility. And if you think about where we keep our cell phone oftentimes, it's right here, or where we keep a laptop or an iPad, it's right here on our reproductive organs, and we don't have any shielding for that. We've only got soft tissue.
But right on the FCC's website, they say that there is not substantial scientific evidence that links wireless devices to cancer. What's your response?
My response to that is their website is outdated, first of all. They have had those statements under review since 2013. We're now sitting here at 2016, and they have not updated it for the current science. And if I could give you just a brief history lesson. Back in 2007, a group of world scientists got together because they were starting to suspect that where we were going with all of this technology could be potentially harmful. So they gathered up all the research that had been done over the last 50 years, because this technology came out of our military. It's been used for radar and that's essentially what we've now adopted in a commercial basis. So in 2007, they compiled the research and said, yes, it does look like there's biological harm, but we need to know more about how it's being deployed today. So over the next 5 years, from 2007 to 2012, there were many, many more studies done, not just 1 or 2, but 1,800 more studies done, and most of them show clear evidence of biological harm. So that report went through 2012. When it was released at the beginning of 2013, that was enough pressure on the FCC to put their standards under formal review.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of debate going forward, because I'm sure as many people that agree with you, there's others that don't. But it's an interesting topic, and certainly one that I'm glad that you came in to share with us. Thank you.
You're welcome.